Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this week's Cosmic Energy reading for April the 24th through until the 30th. So before I dive in today and give you a day-by-day breakdown of these energies, there's some other themes that I want to touch on right now as well. For instance, Mercury Retrograde. We are in the eclipse portal. It is eclipse season. We have just entered Taurus season. And the beauty of astrology is there is so much depth here. It's so much more than the transits that happen day to day. There's always like cycles within cycles. So understanding the bigger picture can really help us co-create with these energies in a new way day to day as well. So for those of you who may be new to me and new to my channel, my name is Kara. It is wonderful to have you here. Welcome if you've been with me for a while. Of course, I love to support your journey. It is always so great to have you here. And I love working with the light workers, the star seeds, the healers of this planet, and help you get your work out into the world, your message, your healing gifts out there, receiving abundantly for it, and discovering the magic of co-creating with cosmic intelligence. So if that resonates, be sure that you subscribe. I would love to support your journey. So let's take a look here at Taurus season, since the sun is now moving through Taurus. If you are a Taurus and you're celebrating your birthday this season at some point, happy solar return. This is a beautiful time for all of us to really reflect on our core value systems and to ask ourselves if our daily life actually reflects what we value. This is such a simple concept that I have no doubt you have heard time and time again, but I think very few people actually take the time to check in and to ask themselves, is what I'm focusing on, my goals, what I'm working toward, what I'm giving attention to day to day, a reflection of what I really value? Because if it isn't, we're not going to create that joy and happiness that we ultimately desire. So for instance, if you really value connection, ask yourself if you're making an effort each day to reach out to people in your life and have those genuine conversations, to really take time to connect, whether it's a lunch date with a friend or just really being present with people when you're with them, really listening to them. So great thing to reflect on your values. How are they being reflected in your daily life? Taurus is also a very grounded, earthy sign, very connected to Mother Gaia, Mother Earth. So beautiful time for grounding, for forest bathing, ocean walks, gardening, anything you can do to really just get into your body and connect more deeply with the planet. Beautiful season for that. And it also speaks to like our own personal body and looking at relaxing our nervous system. Where are we in overdrive? Where are we just simply going through the motions or setting goals and leaving our body out of the equation? I always tell my clients, and this is like a big thing I help them with, is getting their body on board with what they are creating in their life. So this can be relaxing your body through breath work or through EFT, different energy techniques, doing something so you can just relax your nervous system and it's not in this overdrive anxious state, which can really block your creativity and productivity, and of course lead to a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of grounded energy here with Taurus season that we can tap into and really listen to what our body is needing, help our body relax. So we are also in the eclipse portal right now. We are in eclipse season, which is an incredible time for accelerating your manifestations. Eclipses have a way of bringing to the surface what is no longer in alignment. And sometimes it just clears it out of your path, especially lunar eclipses, which we are approaching a lunar eclipse. We are just coming out of the new moon, which was a solar eclipse. So we're in that portal of really becoming more deeply aware of what has a place on our path in the future, what is coming with us and what isn't, what brings us joy, what doesn't. And there's so much beauty in surrendering to what you really want, like actually allowing yourself to claim what you want and just own it and not need to know the how, not need to know all the details, but just be bold enough to say, this is what I want. And eclipses, like, Oh, this energy is so potent for cultivating that awareness within you. So to help you manifest during this time, I'm actually doing a flash sale on my top selling digital course. This has helped so many people. So many people have purchased this. And right now I have it at 55% off. So I'll attach the details below. You can use coupon code MANIFEST to get 55% off of that. And it will help you master manifestation through working with your unique Akashic Blueprint. So it's super potent stuff if you're ready to accelerate your manifestations, even take it to the next level of moving away from manifesting on autopilot and really stepping into your power as that conscious creator in your life. This will serve you in so many beautiful ways. So I also want to speak about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde can get such a bad rep, and yeah, it can cause us some difficulties and struggles with tech stuff. I'm sure, I know I've experienced that. I'm sure everybody has experienced that on some level. But speaking about astrology and going a little deeper, that's always been my take with Mercury retrograde, is to go beyond just the superficial of what we know around there may be tech mishaps, or if we're signing anything, double check everything. Maybe don't make any huge decisions. And like we hear all about that. And this Mercury retrograde is happening in Taurus. This Taurus season is so significant for many, many reasons. And Mercury also happens to be retrograde in the sign of Taurus. So I think this brings us back to being able to, again, really reevaluate what our values are, how they are expressed in our life. And the message I'm getting from the Akashic records around this is it's actually bringing us back to our body in a new way, bringing us out of the chaos of our mind where we can get stuck. We can go in circles and we can create so many unhelpful stories. And it's calming us down. It's actually like, take a deep breath, relax, get out of your head and get into your body. And as you do that, there's instantly like this calmness that sets in, this sense of relaxation. This energy is very present right now for you to tap into. So that's why I really want to share this with you. Get out of your head, get into your heart, get into your body. That's actually one of the biggest messages I'm seeing with this specific Mercury retrograde. So with all of that being said, we're now going to do more of a day-by-day breakdown of these energies here. So keeping all that I spoke about in mind as we go over the day-to-day energies, on Monday the 24th, we begin the week with the moon in Gemini. Mercury is actually the ruler of Gemini as well. So the message I'm really receiving around this is to be aware of what you're spending energy on, what you're giving your energy to. Patch up those energy leaks. A Gemini moon is really good for sparking curiosity. It's great for socializing. It's great for expanding into new possibilities, or even playing the what if game, but play the what if game in a way that serves you instead of worst case scenarios. So it could be, what if I had an idea this week for an incredible new course that could just change people's lives? That would be so, so cool. What if I had an idea this week that opened up channels for money to flow into my experience while I was positively serving the planet, impacting other people's life? Play with that. All these beautiful what if scenarios, it's actually really good for our brain when we say what if, because we open up, just like what if we allow ourselves to open up to the possibility of a new reality and creating change in our life. So there's a fun energy on Monday here, as long as we can be very like playful, be playful with it, have fun with it. As we move into Tuesday here, we have the moon going into Cancer. The moon is at home in Cancer. So every month when it returns to the zodiac sign of Cancer, it is very powerful in that sign because it's its home placement, and it actually really puts us back into our heart space. And there's a really powerful message coming in around this from the records around healing the heart and looking at where you are holding on to pain and hurt from the past, and what do you need to allow yourself to feel free from that, to allow yourself to heal? Because having an open heart space and open heart chakra is a powerful part of the creation process, because it actually allows us to receive. If we're closed off, protecting ourselves, which can be the shadow side of the Cancerian energy, where we just go into the bubble, put the wall up, close off our heart to keep ourselves safe. Well, we're not receiving, so we may not we close ourselves off from receiving wanted things as well. Now, another way to work with this energy is to really ask yourself how you can nourish yourself. How can you care for yourself at this time? The Cancerian energy is very motherly. It speaks to the divine feminine within us. So how can you nurture yourself, nourish yourself? How can you mother yourself? What is your relationship with the divine feminine energy? We also have the sun sextiling Saturn on Tuesday as well. That's a really fun one. This can be great for actually accomplishing things too, getting things done. Anytime Saturn comes into the mix, it's like, okay, we have a plan in place, we're productive, we're getting things done. And even though the Cancerian energy is very much about nourishment, caring for ourselves, the feminine, the emotions, it is a cardinal sign. So it's actually quite productive as well. It's really good at initiating new projects. So a lot of that energy is coming in on Tuesday. What would you like to initiate that feels good and fun? And how can you nurture yourself in the process of bringing that to fruition? Now, on Wednesday, we have the Cancer moon meeting up with Mars and Cancer as well. And this can kind of be the wild goddess energy. So the different expressions that the feminine can take, because Mars has a fierceness to it, even in the sign of Cancer. So connecting with the wild goddess energy, looking at those repressed parts of yourself, the shadow aspects, and what's wanting to come to the surface, what's wanting to be expressed, creatively expressed at this time. And the moon in Cancer works so well with the sun in Taurus right now. There's such a softness to these energies, but they're also like powerhouses. It's like soft but powerful at the same time, because again, Cancerian energy is like the initiating energy, and Taurus is a fixed earth sign. So really good at seeing things through to fruition. The follow through. So we have the initiation with the follow through, and there's such a love and softness to it. And the feminine, sometimes it has this reputation, or it's misunderstood as being lazy, or we don't accomplish anything when they're in the feminine. And that's not true. The feminine is actually the master creator. And that's what I'm feeling for this week. It's like, creating. What are you creating? What are you birthing into the world? Even with the Mercury retrograde, there is no rush, but there is still this question of like, what are you birthing into the world? What wants to flow through you? What creations want to be expressed through you at this time? Such a lovely energy. Now, on Thursday, the moon is going to move into Leo. So anytime we have the moon changing signs, we notice a shift. It's not drastic. And a lot of this, of course, depends on your time zone. So it's like we have leeway in how we move from this Cancer energy into Leo. Leo is fire energy, so it's more about stepping into your power. There's a fierceness to it. There's a passion to it. It connects with the inner child. And midweek, I see that being a big theme here. Connection to the inner child and adding more playfulness into your life. And again, that message of take care of your heart that keeps coming through. It's like, where is that healing needing to occur for you so you can fully open up your heart space? Leo is ruled by the heart as well. Now, on Wednesday, the moon, when it initially moves into Leo, is going to form an opposition with Pluto. So that can bring a lot of emotions to the surface as well, which is a great time to do forgiveness work, to practice compassion toward yourself and toward other people, which I think is just key for releasing judgment and actually doing forgiveness work. Now, on Friday, we have the Leo moon sextiling Venus in Gemini. This is a really fun, playful energy as we move into the weekend. And the Akashic message around this is to be okay with trying different things and having different ideas and being okay that they may not all come to fruition. Venus in Gemini is all about that. It's just about the joy and the playfulness of having the idea more than it is about seeing it come to full fruition. It's just the joy of like, wow, this is a possibility and this is a possibility. So again, playing with that what if game and just getting yourself into the field of possibility. which is key to manifestation. Instead of just looking at what is, talking about what is, reinforcing what is, be that visionary, see beyond what is, get excited about new possibilities that can come into your life. Have fun and play. Very, very playful energy as we go into the weekend. Now, on Saturday, the moon will transition from Leo into Virgo. Now, exactly when this happens will depend on your time zone, but just know throughout the weekend, we will have that transition from Leo to Virgo, which is another big shift emotionally. Virgo energy is more about structure and organization and looking at your daily routine. Every time we have a Virgo moon, this message always comes through from the records around looking at our daily routine and looking at the consistent actions that we are taking, that it's not like, consistent actions add up to create quantum leaps in your life. But I think a lot of people can lack that consistency. They give up when they don't feel like doing something, when they don't see the results right away. And that consistency is so important. This doesn't mean you can't change your mind if something's no longer aligns. Like, of course, be connected enough to your intuition to know when to pivot. But this is more about being consistent with the things that you know can move you forward in life, that you know actually support you at the end of the day, that you know are moving you toward your goals, that you know, even though they may feel challenging sometimes in the moment, there is this sense of like rejuvenation and satisfaction that you get from it because it is aligned. So we're playing with this energy throughout the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So again, great for organization. Now, the shadow side of this that can be helpful to look at is where you're too rigid. We also don't want to be too rigid in our routines where we lose that connection to where our intuition is guiding us, or they fence us in instead of supporting us and expanding and moving forward. This can also be a good time to look at where you're overly critical of yourself or other people, where you're stuck in judgment or perfectionism, where you're allowing perfectionism to actually hold you back from getting anything done. When we tell the story that things need to be perfect, I've had the opportunity to coach many beautiful clients through this and really let them know like done is better than perfect, because what you have to share with the world today can help so many people. And that trap of perfectionism could have you working on the same course for months and years on end, when it could just be out in the world actually helping people. So just be aware of where that perfectionism may be showing up in your life, where it may be holding you back, and shift it. Of course, with awareness, we can choose again. We can have a new experience. On Sunday, the Virgo moon will also trine Mercury and Uranus. So again, beautiful for organization and structure, but with Uranus there, you may actually want to ask the question of, where am I called to mix things up a little bit? Where am I bored in my daily routine? Where am I just going through the motions without any heart behind it? And what needs to change for me to be excited as I wake up each morning, for me to have that spark of joy? Get curious this week. Ask those questions of what is possible. Expand into new possibilities, especially being in this eclipse portal energy. So those are the weekly energies. I will attach some helpful links below, like the flash sale on the manifestation course, such a powerful course. You can also access the replay of the solar eclipse ceremony, which is going to serve you throughout eclipse season and beyond, because these energies are in effect for 6 months after the event. So there's a lot of time to co-create with this energy still. And yeah, I would love to hear from you below. What resonated with you? What are you creating this week? Anything you'd like to share about how you're feeling as you move through eclipse season. And I am sending you all so much love. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.